Hello, everybody. Let's watch some orcas. Alright, you guys like ocean creatures? My favorite is the orca. They say it's a killer whale. No, it's a whale killer. That is what we're gonna watch. And for some reason, it makes that video so button enough. So let's lower the music. Give it a twinkle. And check it out. When an orca
on
wants
March
to eat a whale's
2019, a team of scientists from Western Australia headed out on a boat to observe orcas, but they had no idea what they would witness. Several orcas teamed up to violently attack an adult blue whale. The length of their prey was from 59 to 72 feet, but the flank of the whale was already covered with tooth marks. Most of the whale's dorsal fin was bitten off, but the face suffered the most brutal injuries. Orcas ripped the meat down to the bone. Like a battering ram, 3 predators slammed into the side of the whale, and another orca began feeding on its tongue. As a result, the blue whale died about an hour after the arrival of the research team. But the story didn't end there. About 50 orcas feasted on the whale after its death and ate everything they could.
Oh, why are they
According to the
blocking it
researchers,
out?
this was not the first time orcas attacked blue whales, and not
You
the
know why?
last
Because
one.
this channel has
For
millions
example,
of
another group of
followers that I'm
orcas killed a
watching here.
blue whale calf in
They don't want
2019
anything.
and
They're
a
making so
juvenile
much
blue whale
money.
in 2021.
They'll block
But it's
anything.
one
They
thing to
don't
kill a
care.
calf or a juvenile, and quite another to kill an adult animal. This is not an easy task. An adult
That's what I'm
blue whale
saying. They usually separate the calf from the adult, from the mother, and then they take the calf out. That's usually what orcas do in their
whale is a large, strong opponent, and it takes a lot of energy, strength, and endurance to kill it. The only chance for orcas to do this is to team up and work together. And they understand this very well. In addition, the blue whale is large enough, which means every orca in the group will definitely grab a bite. So why not coordinate an attack? Orcas are damn good at teamwork. The attack on the blue whale, which happened in March 2019, was coordinated by at least 12 orcas, led by 8 adult females and 1 male. The younger orcas were watching from the side. By the way, note that it was adult females who led the attack. And this is no coincidence. It's female orcas that are considered more ferocious and aggressive predators, and scientists discovered this not so long ago. Previously, it had been assumed that for orcas' attacks on large whales to be successful, adult males need to be involved.
Adult males, by the way, their fins are straight up triangles, and the adult females have the curved, smaller dorsal fins.
But all 3 of the attacks I mentioned were led by females, which are about
the top is male, bottom female.
20% smaller. But what could be the reason for that? Well, most likely it's because they're mothers. According to the researchers, females need to feed their young, and they may also need to eat more often than males. This means that females may be more likely to attack. Actually, orcas can hunt down prey the size of blue whales not only thanks to their teamwork, orcas know exactly how they need to act, and they use the same tricks every time. First of all, they bite the whale on the fins, tail, and jaw, most likely to slow down their prey.
Oh, this is cool.
Orcas, they bite the whale on the fins, tail, and jaw, most likely to slow down their prey. Orcas also push the whale's head underwater to keep it from surfacing for air. In case you forgot, whales are not fish, and they need to rise to the surface to take a breath.
That's one of the things that they'll do to a juvenile whale or a dolphin. If they're trying to get a dolphin, they'll cover its blowhole. Maybe I'll find the other video once I stream only to Rumble. Once I cut off the YouTube stream, we can watch the attack on the where they separate. Like I said, they separate the mother from the juvenile, and it's on video from a drone. Then the juvenile gets attacked for, it's almost an hour long, but of course it's cut into pieces. It's a few minutes of a video, but they keep one at a time going over the blowhole to make sure if the blowhole can't work.
At the same time, some orcas may push the whale from...
Go back a little bit.
They need to rise. keep it from surfacing for air. In case you forgot, whales also push the whale's head underwater to keep it from surfacing for air. In case you forgot, whales are not fish, and they need to rise to the surface to take a breath. At the same time, some orcas may push the whale from below so that the prey can't dive and hide from them in deep waters. Another strategy orcas sometimes use involves grabbing a large whale by the tail and fins and then trying to turn it over on its back. If orcas succeed, they hold their prey in this position long enough for the whale to suffocate. Yes, orcas can't always take down the whale, but this doesn't stop them. About 11.5% of adult humpback whales have scars left from encounters with orcas. Well, I gotta say that orcas still don't risk attacking adult humpback whales. Almost no fresh scars were seen on adult humpback whales. It's much easier for orcas to hunt down one of the young than to deal with an adult humpback whale. The reason for that is the tail. The humpback whale's tail is a lethal weapon, and one blow can easily kill an orca. Well, the flippers of a humpback whale sometimes weigh a ton, and they're smaller than its flukes. And you know, given how good orcas are at everything related to whale hunting, it'd be weird if people didn't find a way to put it to good use. In Twofold Bay in Australia, whalers established shore whaling stations in the 1830s. Over a century, the local orca population collaborated with the whalers, alerting them when larger whales passed by. I mean, literally, orcas swam into the bay and slapped their tails to summon whalers to hunt together. Probably at some point, orcas simply realized that this way they put in much less effort, but certainly got prey. The most famous helper of whales is an orca male named Old Tom. The activity of the leader of an orca pod, which herded baleen whales into the bay, was noticed around 1895. His group was called the Killers of Eden, and they were active between 1840 and 1930. Old Tom is believed to have assisted 3 generations of one particular family of whalers. This family relied on traditional whaling techniques such as rowboats and hand harpoons, which didn't disturb the orcas with loud noises or stress them out. Perhaps that's why the orcas were ready to help these people out. The relationship between orcas and the whaler family was based on mutual help. If a man fell overboard during one of the whaling trips, the orcas would protect the man from danger until he was back on board. Similarly, if orcas became entangled in fishing lines,
orcas are known to do that, not with just whalers that they know, with random humans who are stuck. Just like dolphins, they've ridden people on their fins to to a nearby what's that called when you're in the middle of the ocean, but you could the land, it comes up so much that you could stand up in the middle of the ocean, whatever, like a reef, not a reef, but something like that. Either carrying them to that where they could stand up and be seen, or to shore.
Using the bay's unique geography, orcas ambushed whales that were vastly bigger than themselves. The predators herded the whales into shallow water so that the whalers would finish them off. When a whale died, orcas feasted on its lips and tongue, leaving the rest of the carcass to the whalers. Well, Old Tom was such a famous orca that he even got a Wikipedia page. Old Tom was found dead on September 17th, 1930. It's believed that at the time he was over 90 years old.
That's
Old Tom's skeleton was placed in the Eden Killer Whale Museum, where it can still be seen today. At this point, you must be thinking that orcas are super dangerous predators, real beasts of the seas and all that. Well, Whale Museum, where it is over 90 years old. Old Tom's skeleton was placed in the Eden Killer Whale Museum, where it can still be seen today.
Where is that?
At this point,
I want to look at that.
It's believed that at the time he was over. Tom was found dead on September 17th, 1930. It's believed that at the time he was over.
Now that is an orca skeleton. Now what's this down here? I mean, that's not it. So all. Wow. And I wonder how big this is. I mean, I can't tell by the scale, but
over 90 years old. Old Tom's skeleton was placed in the Eden Killer Whale Museum, where it can still be seen today. At this point, you must be thinking that orcas are super dangerous predators, real beasts of the seas and all that. Well, you're right. They're so ravenous that people began to use orcas as a scarecrow. Officials in the fishing town of Astoria, Oregon, launched a motorized fake orca in 2015 in an attempt to scare away the sea lions. Hundreds of them invaded the port, and although this usually happened only in winter, they decided to stay in the port for good. Something had to be done about them, but the town simply didn't have enough finances to build some kind of barriers. The sea lions were noisy, messy, and even ate the fish that the locals usually caught. Overall, the problem couldn't be solved without the help of a fake orca. Well, back then in 2015, the scarecrow orca didn't prove very useful. It also flipped belly up a couple of times on the way to its destination, but this didn't stop the locals. After all, they didn't have many options.
Is this guy inside of it?
No. But to be honest, the scarecrow had many options.
No.
But to be honest, the scarecrow didn't surprise me that much. Unlike orcas that helped the whales, on January 10th, 2022, a very strange article appeared in the Whale Watch Western Australia website. It told of a juvenile humpback whale that had been sighted near the coastal town of Bremer Bay. While they took a closer look, the witnesses discovered that the whale was tangled in fishing gear and, judging by its exhausted state, it had been trapped for a long time. The situation only got worse when it turned out that orcas were heading towards the whale. It had seemed that a young, helpless whale is the perfect prey. But instead of having their potential prey for lunch, the orcas pulled off most of the gear from the humpback whale and then swam away. They just swam away, leaving astonished onlookers to wonder if they did it on purpose or by accident.
They did it.
In any case, it was very nice of the orcas, although scientists think that we can't attribute altruism to them. The exhausted and weakened whale fought for his life and even suffered from the so-called whale lice. What do lice have to do with that? Well, judging by the observations, orcas are quite squeaky.
Actually,
they even skin the whales before eating them to get rid of the parasites. To be honest, I like the witty theory that scientists proposed. Orcas decided that prey was not worth the effort and left the whale to fatten up. Until next time. But don't think that whales are completely helpless. If they couldn't fight orcas, they would have died out long ago. For example, female whales whisper to their calves to keep them away from orcas. In any case, this has been observed in southern right whales. Whales are known for their songs, the mysterious sounds they usually make at depth, but even in the ocean, loud screams will attract unnecessary attention, which is why female whales often travel closer to the shore with their calves so that the crashing of coastal waves would mask their sounds. In general, most whale signals are designed for long range, but if they need to, females can whisper. That is, make relatively quiet sounds so that only calves can hear them. As a rule, the whisper fades into the background noise at a distance of 650 feet, which means it doesn't attract the attention of predators, and the calves aren't exposed to unnecessary risk.
Look how smart that is.
Another defense strategy used by whales, this time it's sperm whales, is the Marguerite Formation. This bizarre name means a special arrangement of a pod of sperm whales where animals surround the most vulnerable individuals and put their powerful tails outwards. Remember I mentioned how orcas respond to tails? So this is actually a working strategy. Not every predator will dare poke its head into the middle of a deadly sperm whale formation. This is how sperm whales protect their calves, females who are giving birth, and wounded and weakened fellow whales. In short, those who are most vulnerable to orcas' attacks. Some whales go even further. Beaked whales can go into stealth mode collectively by coordinating their actions. Scientists discovered this not so long ago. Actually, beaked whales use echolocation to find their prey, a perfectly normal, working hunting strategy, but with one nasty side effect. The echolocation alerts nearby orcas to their presence, who don't mind eating whales. And the beaked whales had to work out an effective but rather energy-consuming trick, synchronized dives, and silent, unpredictable ascents. Scientists discovered this by accident. Unlike other whales, beaked whales dive in a way that doesn't seem to make sense. They dive silently and only to a great depth, where orcas will definitely follow them and begin their hunt. This lasts about an hour, after which the whales emerge just as silently. And not somewhere nearby, but about 0.6 miles away from the place where they've made any sounds lately. This way, orcas can't track beaked whales. Well, or it becomes much more difficult to do so. However, this survival tactic comes at a cost. The researchers estimated that these deep hunting dives, which are time-consuming, reduce foraging time by more than 35%. But here you have to choose. Either you don't eat or you will get eaten. Now let's get back to humpback whales. I've already mentioned that orcas attack adult whales in rare cases, mainly because humpback whales can actually fight back. And it's not even about one-on-one. Sometimes humpback whales fight entire orca pods. A fight like that happened in the Salish Sea between British Columbia and Washington State, where curious tourists filmed everything. For 20 minutes, a humpback whale fought a pod of orcas, which included 9 of them. Moreover, the whale wasn't defending itself, it was attacking the predators after following them for some time earlier. Experts say that the whale's aggression may have been caused by fear of attack, as it constantly made sounds as it rose to the surface, most likely to scare off orcas. While videos of such encounters are rare, it's not uncommon for humpback whales to go on the offensive. In 2016, researchers at Oregon State University identified 30 cases of humpback whales attacking orcas if they started chasing the whales or other mammals. You can see where these encounters took place. The humpback whale is, to our knowledge, the only cetacean that deliberately approaches attacking mammal-eating killer whales and can drive them off, says Dr. Robert Pittman, a marine ecologist. And yes, you heard right. Humpback whales can actually protect other animals from orcas. They actually do it. In May 2012, a pod of orcas attacked a gray whale and its calf. After a short struggle, the calf was killed. A sad but common story. But what happened next defies easy explanation. 2 humpback whales, which were already on the scene at the time of the attack, didn't react at first to what was happening. However, after the death of the calf, 14 more humpback whales arrived and started to tussle with the orcas. For 6.5 hours, the humpback whales were keeping the orcas away from the carcass of the calf. They made loud noises and slashed at the orcas with their tails every time the predators approached to eat it. At the same time, krill, the favorite food of humpback whales, swam very close by, but the whales just ignored it. They were just protecting the carcass of a gray whale calf.
This might be the video that we watched.
This was not an isolated case. There are several theories that explain why this happens. For example, some scientists believe that humpback whales benefit by interfering with orca hunting. Humpback whales know that gray whale calves are vulnerable, but adults can put up some fight when faced against orcas. This is why humpback whales help the calves to survive the difficult period of youth, so that later there will be more adult whales. According to another theory, for humpback whales, this is personal. As I said, many of them have scars left by the attacks of orcas. Perhaps it's all about holding a grudge. This explains why humpback whales protect seals, sea lions, and porpoises from orcas. They even help sunfish, although this doesn't make any sense at all. It's not even a mammal. Maybe the reason is altruism. After all, whales are smart enough to just want to help someone. There's another theory which partly contradicts the last assumption. In the minds of humpback whales, the noise that orcas make while hunting means a threat to their own offspring. They're sort of programmed to respond to these sounds, and it doesn't matter who exactly is at risk. In addition, scientists who stick to this theory point to another important thing.
That's why the
The
people
whales
who were
don't
there
want to
when
help
they
another
saw
animal
an
survive.
orca and
They want to stop the orca from killing
humpback
it,
whale fighting,
because in
or
the
a
end,
pod
it can
and
kill their
whale.
calf as well.
We're lucky they
It's all
didn't
kind
get
of
hurt.
confusing.
With all that going on
However,
around them.
seems like the number of aggressive clashes between orcas and humpback whales is on the rise. At the end of September 2022, near the border of the United States and Canada, there was a real mass brawl between these inhabitants of the ocean. More than a dozen aggressive orcas versus a pair of female humpback whales on the defensive. The intense confrontation, which lasted several hours, reportedly included fighting, tail slapping, flipper biting, and loud noises that could be heard above the surface.
It was that reason.
It's not clear who exactly emerged victorious from this battle, as the fog presented seeing the outcome, but apparently the showdown was grandiose. Encounters between these two species have become more frequent, and it's all because of, oddly enough, human activity has nothing to do with it. We don't make orcas or whales more aggressive or force them to fight for prey in order to somehow survive in a changed world. Clashes between whales and orcas happen because the population of humpback whales has recently rebounded after a sharp decline. Whaling once harmed these animals, but now they're ready to charge into battle. Actually, orcas, as you already realized, are ready to attack different prey, But recently, their
I love when
clashes
they
with
do that,
humpback
when they
and blue
make the
whales have
waves
become more
break the
often.
ice sheets.
As I said, the ocean is recovering from centuries of whaling, and orcas are back on the same diet they once had before humans caught and killed most of their food. In general, the confrontation between whales and orcas didn't begin yesterday. They've been at
Yeah,
war with
some of
each
these
other since
videos
ancient times,
they got
and
their
only
woke
the intervention of
they throw
whalers
in
gave
there.
the orcas a slight head start. Although there's much debate on when their war actually started, I'll try to explain why now. Scientists have been studying orcas for a very long time. Because these predators are quite interesting, they're smart and can team up to hunt giant whales. Though we still can't understand how and when such behavior
There's
could
so
develop.
much more to them
There
than
are
just
so
that.
few fossils of orca ancestors that it might seem as if they don't exist at all. And yet, the data that scientists have led them to unlikely conclusions. Turned out that none of the ancestors of modern orcas appeared to have hunted very large prey. The ancient orcas preferred medium and large fish, but they certainly wouldn't eat the giant blue whale. It's believed that the ancestors of orcas developed the ability to prey on other marine mammals quite late. This happened during the Pleistocene period, from 2.5 million to 11,700 years
a
ago.
couple of years ago.
That is, ancient orcas and ancient
This
whales
is all
used
made
to
up
live
bullshit.
in peace.
They have no
That
idea
doesn't seem to be too
that
surprising.
any of this
Yeah, they didn't
happened.
clash back
This is
then,
all
so
just
what?
someone
The
made
thing
it
is,
up. They said,
scientists
this is
used to
probably
have
what
a
happened.
completely different
Put it
opinion
in a
on the
book.
matter. The
Talk
results
about
of
it.
the new
Here's
study
this.
I just shared contradict
And
the
they got
popular
paid for
theory
that. They
that
probably still
orcas
do.
caused whales to become
The
whales.
person who made that up
Allegedly,
is
blue
probably
whales
still
and
alive today.
humpback whales were simply forced to grow huge in order to somehow protect themselves from attacks.
I want to see proof of how they know that happened 2.5 million years ago. That's what happened.
And now it turns out that the whales became huge much earlier than the orcas began to feed on them, and for some completely different reason. And you might have a legitimate question. If orcas are such tough predators that team up and even collaborate with people to kill and eat whales, shouldn't we worry about the whales? After all, only humpback whales are...
No. Let's end that and get right to this. Alright. Looks like I'm gonna need a little background music. I'll keep it low. Let's see. Is this the video that I'm really looking for? I mean, it's always cool. Just look at the pot of orcas, just going back and forth. They're in formation. They're ready. There's a whale. There's the whale right there, right there. The video I remember seeing is a lot close up, more close up. Let me see if I can find. Okay. Here we go. This is what I was trying to look for. Let's just rewind that for 1 second. This video contains graphic underwater images of orcas hunting a humpback whale calf and then repeatedly swimming around our boat with its body and feeding on its tongue. Alright. So they've got the whale calf. The whale calf has already been suffocated or whatever they did to it, maybe rammed. This is the first time this behavior has been caught on camera. This is Whale Watch Cabo. Look at that. Those orcas are beautiful. Now this is nature, people, so it's normal. I'm not gonna say, oh, they're animal. They are animals. Well, they're savages for doing this. Like, this is what they do. It's how they eat. It's also what whales do, and it's what everyone else does. They eat each other. Look how awesome orcas are. Though. They're so smart, and they work in pods, but they could also be independent. Each pod has their own language. So this mother right here is trying to protect the calf. The calf's going on top. The orcas are going to try and get on top of the calf's, like I said, on top of the calf's blowhole, so it can't breathe. I guess we're gonna. This isn't a long video. It's only 3 minutes. It's already halfway done. I guess they were just showing clips. There is a long form. Maybe it's gone. The long form version of this. Wait, what was that? I need to see that again. Is that the orca with the... Oh, that's the whales behind. That's the whales. That's the tail. Okay. I couldn't see what that was. Now that's the female holding that whale, and now the female's bringing it to the pod. And this other one right here is taking its tongue out. That's what's going on right now. They feed on the tongue, sometimes the liver. Definitely the liver of sharks. When they kill great white sharks, they eat their livers specifically, and they leave. They're really good because they leave the carcasses for other animals. Nature can be brutal, but it has its balance. Has balance. That balance has been upset by us, the real threat to humpback whales, and that much of life on Earth comes from humanity. Alright. It's now clear that humans have the power to change the world. Let's make it a safer place for all beings who call it home. Alright, so go live out on the ocean. Do something about it. Look at that orca. Beautiful. Beautiful. There's gotta be other videos. As the orca takes turns feasting on the whale calf. Killer whale attacks baby humpback whale. Killer whale attacks and kills gray whale. Warning, graphic content. Okay, that's what we're looking for. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. They're coming up. They're boom. They're slamming it. Imagine the power that these guys got. They weigh tons. They just come in and look. There's blood there. They're already drawing blood. And once the baby calf is dead, the mother swims away. The mother doesn't, want the baby calf. Even though that's not what the guy was just saying in that video. Maybe that happened once. See how they're jumping out of the water, going over the top? They're going over the top of them, stop them from getting the air. Tail whips right there. Oh, on top again. Push them under. Wow. This is Monterey Bay. A lot of great whites there too. This whale's done. The mother's still trying to save it. Look at the blood. Look. You can see it. The orcas took some bites. Yeah, they come. Oh, slam! That's just like breaking the skull out of this whale. The orcas know how to ram. They're using themselves like a battering ram. Now they're just keeping it down. Now they're just gonna keep it down. See how you're seeing a lot more orca on the surface because they're keeping it from coming up for air to make sure it suffocates if they don't kill it. Look, oh, the big daddy came up and pushed it down right there. You saw that? Oh, look at the blood there. Mama, oh look, the mother whale gave a tail splash. That's not gonna save. Oh, the baby whale's still breathing. No, here comes the orcas. Look, they're under. Now, ooh, just ran from the side, knocked him right off. That's a female orca. Oh, male orca with the big hit. And the female comes with the second one. Double ram. Oh, a triple ram one from below too. Look at them just spinning this calf around like it's a toy. They're all surrounded. Boom. I think that was the female. You can see that if you look in the water, you can see the orcas. Oh, they're all over. Now, you ain't coming up. Oh, the whale got one. You saw that one breath? It's upside down, though. This spin the whale. I mean, come on. This whale has no chance. It got a breath in, though. Now they're blocking the blowhole, though. I don't know if they caught the fact that the whale got that breath. Look, the whale could have took a breath there, but didn't. It's got actually that whale has blood coming out of its blowhole. Whale's going down now. Now they're pushing it down. See how they're holding it down? They're all working together to hold it down. All right. Oh, is that mama coming in? Is that? No, that's the baby calf. They're still ramming it. See, when it tries to breathe, blood is squirting out of the hole. But they get one good breath, though. And they can survive on, they can survive for pretty long without breathing. I don't know if they can under such stress, though. I think under stress they would be losing a lot of oxygen real fast. This is just crazy to watch. I'm sorry I'm silent, but I mean, if any of you ever seen this, let me know in the chat on Rumble. Yeah, if you're on Rumble right now, please subscribe. I know most people watch without signing into an account, so they don't like and subscribe. getting a lot of views, but I'm not getting any. I'm not getting the subscribers and likes. You don't have to. I'd appreciate it though. Thank you. Can't believe this whale is still even in the fight. There's been music to this the whole time, and I had mute, play my own shitty track. But hey, this might be copyright or something. Who knows? I'm gonna leave YouTube now anyway.